dip and dodge and not get hit by the chain. Already, though, we're seeing a dance here as Karkarow has already completed their bot side turn, and Caustic is trying to bait out a little bit of a chance, and they have. That's a great fear, though. Flash to flash as Keon tries to run in, but Caustic did that so well. We saw that quite a ways away. Now on the top side, ET having some trouble as that's a chomp and a half as the Slugs are able to get revenge thanks to the top lane.
Yeah, really well mechanically played from both these solo laners right now. Karkarow might be in a bit of trouble. So TP's coming in and he's slowed right up.
And then there's a little bit of a dash right now. Keon might be able to get the chains down if you can, but Karkarow as well underneath the tower. I almost thought Karkarow would turn in and just see what happens, but no, you have no HP to play with. So safe underneath the tower. Obtainable turtle, though. If you get a blind Q, you can use the bush instead, but you realize that you have no HP of your own. Karkarow hops over and says, I am cutting down a tree.
And it really feels like both these teams as well, although game one, they are has. Let's take a quick look at how the solo lanes kind of went. In the mid lane, Keon running the Doran's ring instead of shield is an interesting one, because that says that I want kills, and he almost found the kill. Dasher's not going to find anything here. Yeah, Keon actually traded really, really well, and it's only because Karkarow was ready and waiting. And look what happens. They've got 5Es back on support. Kaztek is the one in the mid lane. This is not what we were expecting. We should note that.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a shift in what we originally thought. We were getting information, and right now maybe Caustic is actually getting a chance to rotate in. I'm so sorry that I didn't know your game as already the Severing Strike jumps on down dash 0, not having the fun that you thought you were. Quick double dash out, but a nice stab allows Karkarow to jump on in. And it looks like there might be another knockup in the eyes as 5e doesn't want to take that chance. So dash 0 and Obtainable Turtle are able to get out to safety.
Yeah, not enough slows.
Daisy gonna go ahead and be popped out here as that's gonna be attack on Jenny. Jenny getting knocked out with the close vision. Remember, there's nothing else to play for, and that's just a kill. Clean as can be. Jumping forward, though, as we jump over to the mid lane. Karkarow realizing that they're cut here in the middle. Keon thrown down with a lot of HP, though. What a knock up. Another catch as the Cousin Guard original comes out. Karkarow gonna try and stay safe, but again, the Cousin Guard only blocks projectiles. You barely get away thanks to your flash, but a danger was abound in both mid and bot, which does lead the Slugs to go ahead and pick up a kill down there.
Okay, UCSC, they are playing on a fine line. I love the aggression they're willing to put out, right? Like, bot side was a high-risk, medium-reward play, and they just went for it. They were that confident. It absolutely cashed out. Even in the jungle as well, I love how aggressively they're still willing to play. Keon taking a bunch of damage, but does have the flash to get out.
And both supports are actually joining in here in the mid lane, saving their mid laners respectively.
Has spawned. uOttawa Grey pushed out UCSC earlier, but it hasn't taken advantage of it.
Uh-oh. Well, you know what is being taken advantage of is the absolute range that ET has. Last auto can go down, but flash for flash as ET flashed the wrong way. That feels so bad. Man, I thought that kill was going to go down, but my eyes are getting old here.
Might yet.
Of course, 5e, though, saying, hello, I found your body. That will be a kill for their own. Jenny even surviving on the bot side without burning a single summoner's
That's
spell.
credit to UCSC and how they're playing it. But uOttawa, yeah, they're making sure they don't fall behind. Kanu eating a bunch of damage right now. Can he get to safety? A hop away. Can Kaztek clear the wave? Not fast enough.
That's dangerous as that's going to be a flash in. And Caustic is just going to go sniping. Doesn't even need it. Burns down the likes of Kiniryu. And Caustic saying, yo, I know I might have been listed as a support, but watch my mid lane fly. That is some nasty work there. And Caustic, 1-0-2.
Is 5e hunting?
Oh,
5e already found one kill up top. He's got Ignite.
Does he got the tag? Oh, just a little bit slow. I was when they are actively pushing a lot of time. But as you called, again, very safe play. They're taking these safe routes and being comfortable with it. Caustic, of course, recalling on top of ward might not be the easiest way to play, so instead went down and cleared that ward out.
Wow.
That's going to be a chance that Serpent Shadow was able to kill 5e off of a little bit of aggressive push, and Jenny just wasn't there in time, which now leads to the dragon being taken by the Slugs, and they're going to be able to go up 2 dragons to 0.
I feel like 5e Ocean. But Ocean is a really nice one to pick up, and Inferno solo doesn't feel that meaningful, but given how close the margins have been on these fights, it might actually swing a fight or two.
Wow, and I mean we saw it right there, right? 5e walked straight in, and it gives Slug such an advantage to actually push this out. True Shot Barrage gonna almost destroy, and does. 5e in now gets Karkarow completely caught out. That's off the back of a good invade from Team Turtle. That's
able to punch back, and for uOttawa Grey, hey, all that good early setup needs to be able to pay off onto something. Topside though, ET still holding the dominant part of this top lane. Drops a ward this time, so he can actually right click, but instantly gets cleared by Dash there.
I also love the fact that Slugs in that jungle chase were able to filter a lot of these kills into Serpent Shadow. Serpent Shadow is going to be that late game menace. ET on the top side gonna bait out that Dominus and maybe be able to walk away. They're just trying to bait out that timer. That's gonna be a good stun with a double slap in the back. However, the HP bars are getting low below. Another stun. Rock is picked up. One more slam as ET wins out that 1v1. Just as I was talking about Serpent Shadow, another carry on the top side as ET is looking to beef up.
I love it for top laners. There's that moment where they realize we're not going to win this fight. But they've committed too much, and they just go like, okay, all in, and we'll try and finish this. I do want to highlight as well, by the way, Karkuro was already moving to that top side, so if that fight extended, Karkuro would have been able to win it. The Engage coming through with a TP to back up.
And not just that, the Chain of Corruption is being able to land, and the power TP means Cossack is here. At least they'll be able to grab Kiniru. But Serpent Shadow is currently alone. Remember, Serpent Shadow is strong. Doesn't get to take out 5e, though. Finally burns it. Jumps in. Barrier is used, but that's still a double for Serpent Shadow. Serpent Shadow looking for the triple. Not going to find it. Cossack shuts that down, but that was a play by uOttawa. That Slugs are able to turn to a 2-2 total.
Yeah, that's a huge win for UCSC. They were already going to lose first brick on that top side anyways, but to answer back with the gank, it buys Keon so much time to shove into that mid lane as well. Pick up a bunch of CS, maybe get some plates as well. Obtainable turtle steals one of the grubs, and he's gonna get the other two too.
I love it so much. You know that that's all you were really planning for, and for the Slugs, you deterred a lot what was going down on the bot side. All of a sudden, we're seeing Cossack lose a beat. Keon now wants an advantage of their own, stole the Gnar ult, slammed everyone into the wall, trying to spin for glory, but the Prisoner needs to get out of dodge very quickly. Dash Zero dashing into the back line, able to slash out, gets a kill, doesn't have dominance, but doesn't need it. As the Glacial Fisher lands on everyone, Slugs are going to run rampant now, as the pathway for uOttawa Gray is paths in ice, and they're slipping all over the place. Dash Zero will go down, but it's a small price to pay for a 3-1 battle in enemy side jungle.
The grubs, and you're perma gonna see Daisy effectively walking around with this team.
Yeah, not only that, burning some of that AP, burning some of the magic resist off gives Keon extra as well. But it does make a Obtainable Turtle a little bit squishy, which is why we're seeing this catch come out here in Obtainable Turtle.
Touching everything.
With Flash available, is actually routed away from the rest of the team. TP coming in here. On top of Daisy, though, as they do leave their bot lane alone, Serpent Shadow needs to get out to safety. That's one of their main carries. Karkuro, though, has to flash over the wall.
Still
Ignite went down on Serpent Shadow, but this is a split fight that is actually leaning into the favor of Slugs. They kept their ADC alive. They kept their jungler alive. They kept everyone alive, at least for the time being.
No,
5e jumps right in to get chomped on. As Cossack is trying to fire over the wall, Serpent Shadow trying to heal up thanks to that wave, but isn't really going to work. Cossack standing front and center, though, as now the kills come through. We are finally seeing uOttawa Gray finish off these kills, and yet Keon is able to find one in the back line. For all that damage that was done, it is a 2-for-4, so uOttawa Gray get their kills and the dragon. They will stop that dragon charge. And 5e just trying to clear out this pink ward. It's not going to be as easy as they assume, as another ward is dropped directly on top. This is just a Duke, as now we see Cossack also getting caught on the back end. TP coming in a little bit late, as 5e is taken very, very low, and this pinch by Slugs is 10 times better. Everyone on the side of uOttawa Gray has to run away. It's going to be a kill for kill, but it's only Ivan going down here. Keon tries to slam everyone into the wall. Everyone's running away from ET into the larger side of the pincer, and the Slugs call the right battle as they wash through 4 in a really sweet fight.
It feels like try for ET, though. He got 1. Can he get 2?
I think he might be able to. True Shot Barrage is going to go out, just trying to clear out a little bit of that wave, but it's not going to be enough. ET, I think, is going to chance this. You have enough, and yeah, you're going to have enough in the HP bar. No, Obtainable Turtle is here, okay? So you don't want
in their pocket, and with Herald, that should be a guaranteed turret take. Roots actually land onto Serpent Shadow.
I'm pretty sure Serpent Shadow also tried to Arcane Shift out, but this time is able to hold off. True Shot Barrage coming out, doing massive damages now. Dash Zero just jumps straight in. Great Crescent Guard to knock everyone else back, but you are going to slice right on top of that dice, and Karkuro can't do anything. And another tether lands onto Jenny, and Dash Zero flashes into the back line. That's an immediate 2 chomp. As this is a UCSC Black rending through this game number 1. Dash Zero even getting a piece of the painter, as the mid lane tower will fall. Side of things are able to make magic happen. Obtainable Turtle, though, I don't know if you really want to walk there, and dodges away from a point blank. Chain of Corruption dodges the knockup as well. Obtainable Turtle is quite literally unobtainable, as now you walk into the mix. You're trying to step into the back line as you're about to find Jenny, but enough time for the rest of the Slugs to come on in. And it looks like this makeshift sloppy attempt at a jungle save is actually going to turn out quite well as the Slugs get revenge for Obtainable Turtle and take down 2 of uOttawa Gray.
I mean, we've seen this song. Scrying was dropped, so they know it's being done. Half health and Baron.
They're in a dangerous spot right now. TP coming in a little bit late once again as the Baron is getting drawn down to about 2K. Cockerel is trying to go back around the wall. Are you going to find that jump in 3, 2, 1? Possible dash over the wall.
He gets it!
Smite stolen! You smite stolen away Cockerel! Now how many more can you get? That's going to be a kill number 1 for Caustic. But Caustic trying to run for their lives. And I don't know if they're going to be able to survive with any of the Baron buffs. At the current moment, though, 5e as well as ET are alive, but they got to keep running. A Serpent Shadow wants to chase them down. Arcane Shift should be available here in a second. Gonna take down ET, and it looks like you're gonna burn them to a crisp. Oh. That will be a triple for Serpent Shadow. Quick Empowered Recall, 1 more to go. 5e, the only one alive, but man, that Steel Cockerel gonna be sent to try and deal with it. Or just stay. I think they're looking to almost sacrifice it. That's going to be the Glacial Prison Fissure, though, as it lands on multiple. Quick tether in the back line. Keon trying to catch one out, but the Crimson Guard keeps everyone away. And uOttawa Gray are going to try and kite this one out as much as possible. And they got one as well. The Braum goes down. ET able to slam 2 against the wall, but the damage is just way too much. Jenny, though, popping out with
Jenny
of their own. But the wallet dip is huge. Serpent Shadow is alive. That is going to be his extra shielding with the barrier just for Sal. Triple and ace for UCSC Black.
I feel like that's the only barrier we've seen from Serpent Shadow, but boy, did it work. Triple kill, 14, 2, and 8. And we talked about this bot lane, Serpent Shadow and Kinuryu. They are the rock of this team, and right now that rock is being dropped.
Land, please, can we stall this out? Caustic, though, stepping up a little bit too far, and Dash Zero says, hey, free and easy. Tried to throw the ult, but it doesn't do anything at all. With that kill on the top side, it opens up an expanse for UCSC Black to push on 3 different fronts. Kinuryu body blocking with that Braum, but Dash Zero joining in the rest of the laning phase. Bot side, we're seeing Keon push that bot lane as well. And this is UCSC Slugs willing to play the entirety of the lanes and looking for their first inhibitor tower.
uOttawa need to spray some salt right now. Something, anything, look for a fight. But it's UCSC actually finding another engage.
Oh my gosh, double knock and then some. I wasn't sure if they were going to dash on in like that one, but they are. 5e with a very late triple knock as the rest of the team is punched out. Flash forward into the face of death, slaughtered in front of the fountain. Thanks to a little knockback, Keon is going to survive for a little bit longer. Who's going to tank? Kinuryu doesn't get there in time. Terrible support, 0 out of 10 on the ratings. Just kidding. That was Keon going down for the rest of the team. And with Caustic just now coming up, you're not going to survive much longer as the Slugs have fought well through a lot of their changes in team dynamics. They're still showing they got that strength, knocking uOttawa Gray down 1 step. 1 more step to go before the Slugs reach the grand finals.
1 more step before UCSC take out both uOttawa squads, the top 2 seeds coming into the Div 2 Nationals. And what a fantastic game.
It's a very large gamble, as we're also seeing a gamble in that top side. Obtainable Turtle is looking to be a menace. Cockerel walks so close to that brush. Oh, this could be disaster, RMC. This could be rude. We talked about how Obtainable Turtle was so impactful in game number 1 and being a menace by just scaling up. He even knows. He even knows we're watching. This is going to be brutal. 3, 2, 1 smite away, and there is the red buff stolen. Obtainable Turtle walk up that far. We saw that mess. As soon as you hit level 2, you're like, hey, I'm perfectly fine. I can step up. I can duel out, and all of a sudden, Caustic is already set on the back foot as well. With this R, where normally want to see the Arya kind of take over the laning phase, wants to get a little bit faster farm, wants to keep HP well, and I mean, we're seeing Obtainable Turtle do much more than that.
Oh
this
no,
is Obtainable Turtle
Cockerel
smiting away and is now going to fight at level 3. No way. Ain't no way. Cockerel flashing over the wall. Caustic trying to come around, is able to get a charm, and all of a sudden, Obtainable Turtle, for all the lead that you had, is possibly going to go down. 1 more stab might come out. Obtainable Turtle, you're trying to throw down. That's a fight. You're trying to win, and you get first blood. Caustic able to pick up the return kill. But my gosh, Obtainable Turtle being absolute menace. ET doing the exact same Dash Zero, though, remounting on the top side, and ET yet again finding a kill in that top side.
Okay, ET getting his solo revenge in the top lane. Mid lane, they are dueling heavily. Skill shots missing left and right.
Wait,
but Keon's still winning this.
Okay.
The minions are killing Kaztek. That's actually why Kaztek was losing, because he was eating so much minion damage.
A bit better as well. Remember, that top lane was all fire, and we really didn't know who was going to come out as the mainstay winners. Kiniryu on the bot side, though, realizing that they're in for a little bit of a battle. Enemy jungler is there. Nice step away by Jenny, though, to not get that hook landed.
Yeah, in the mid lane, Kaztek just being run down. He's not 6 yet.
Nope, he's not, but the Attainable Turtle is absolutely level 4. Kion, though, a little bit slower. That's a flash forward with the Q, and you're able to land that smackdown. Attainable Turtle getting nailed with that spear, but with Blue Up, might have flag and drag up. That's a quick swipe for the claws. It looks like you are going to be damaged and dead. Top side, though, we're seeing a difference as well. ET trying to dive that tower, but
actually be able to trade a little bit better, but then after the Bramble Vest is completed, it kind of goes downhill. So ET might be able to answer back. 5e gets hooked. There's the gank we're talking about.
So clean. And they even get the flash on Jenny. I was wondering if they were going to do cleansing, going to cleanse the slows. Obtainable Turtle gets that second, all while Karkle is on the track. Obtainable Turtle walks up just gently. You might be able to get a smite fight off. That's going to be Dragon down to about 1k. Looks like it's not going to be challenged, so at least uOttawa Gray are able to get
between tier 2 and tier 3 proxying right now.
Granted, I think you have enough HP, so you're saying, okay, as long as I can see the likes of most members on the field, you're okay. Kiniryu, though, gonna be almost dismounting this, and I like the fact that ET tried to turn it around, drops Kiniryu down to about a fourth of their HP, but in comes Obtainable Turtle, and now you're in a disastrous spot. Energy, though, recharging Obtainable Turtle, waiting for a little bit of the extra cooldowns, and doesn't get the stab off in time, so ET able to force them away. In the meantime, Dash 0.
This matchup, as you alluded to earlier, and that's a really good sign for UCSC. They're up kills as well. Arrow lands into the bot lane, but they can't quite follow up.
No, and instead it's going to be 5e that might get chunked out here. That's going to be a good heal to come out, and Jenny now full HP, realizing that this is going to be huge. Serpent Shadow dancing in the face of death.
Suffering out. And I guess that's how this middle E support kind of works. You're ranged and you're just ballooning out. Grand Starfall into Kion.
I mean, we kind of expected this as well. Karkle, first major gank, because that's going to be a charm. Kion not really having the HP damage right now. That's a final stab as a shutdown goes Karkle's way.
That's closer than I think Karkle would like to see. If one more Demonic Ascension, one more Nova Blast, is that what's called? Might have been enough to turn it on Obtainable Turtle going on to Kaztek right now, but there's so much backup for this Ari.
Oh yeah, and Attainable Turtle is also very squishy. Went with the Eclipse, and 5e, by the way, is also going for the Rod of Ages, and it's going to get a tanky Nidalee support. So huge shots from uOttawa Gray. Right now, Kiniryu, though, level 6 is going to try and play everyone back, has the box, is going to throw it down here, and get a slow on both, but Kion is taking a little bit longer, but there is going to be that box, that lantern to keep him safe. Good flash out by Kaztek, though, to get an extra heal from 5e, and 5e enabling a lot of this skirmish heavy scrambles. And game number 1 had a lot of presence around the map, and now we're even seeing this ult on the top side. Karkle actually burned that jump in, and now Obtainable Turtle only got one grub. In goes the Scarlet Charge. Obtainable Turtle is completely left alone. Is going to try and flag and drag their way out. He's flashes to the wall to safety, but Kaztek is going to follow, and this is going to allow uOttawa Gray to just challenge everyone out. That's going to be a great ult over the wall at Dash 0. Still getting back to safety, but it's the jungler down once again for UCSC, as that is the 4th death for Obtainable Turtle.
Yeah, this is good for uOttawa Gray.
That spear, which granted isn't doing that much damage, but a rotation down by Obtainable Turtle might see some eyes. Arrow landing as Jenny cleanses out, but now you land the hook on a 5e who doesn't have upgraded boots, and the damage coming out. Tall arrows doing work. Tower dive, though, easily in the eyes. Last auto is there. Serpent Shadow gets damage. It's going to live as well as you power through with a double kill. Serpent Shadow weaving and dodging for 2.
Pretty darn clean. And again, every time I see that gank happen, I'm just wondering, why wasn't Obtainable Turtle there 5 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago? It feels like it's such an easy gank to be able to set up and pull off. Speaking of easy ganks, though, Dash 0, he's trying to play around the turret. No ult available, and his turret's gone.
Yeah, and I mean, yep, this is the right call. You go ahead and just wait it down. ET gonna go ahead and chase in as well, but Kiniryu about 5 seconds away and gonna get that lantern to safety. So right call by uOttawa Gray. Open up that base, get first tower.
For now, Rod of Ages is still stacking, and the re-engage from ET.
Well, it's so easy because you have those globals. It's just that simple. Ult ain't gonna save you as Karkle gets their second of the game.
Yeah, I'm loving these ultimates coming through from Karkle, really making use of that gank onto 5e.
RMC, I'm not going to let you talk at all. And maybe UCSC ain't either. A Cataclysm is going to be landed, and it's going to keep everyone in, but 5e was on the short end of that side, so it's just going to be Jenny. Really well done here as another volley comes out. Caustic, though, very healthy, meaning Keon has to back away.
5e still looking for potential re-engagement. So is Kanuru. I don't think UCSC actually want any more of this. Demonic Ascension's already down for Keon.
Ooh, okay, I like that. But this is the proper punish. Of course, that means Serpent Shadow is going to get dove under the tower, and you're still a squishy Ash. Tower falling on the top side, but it's a kill back for Kaniri. You wish that were on Serpent Shadow, but it ain't going to be so. Keon, of course, throwing down a little bit of the eye of that crow inside, and so this is going to be a little bit scary. Even Jenny, who is 0-3-1, doesn't have that much damage that you're talking about in the Fog of War, can do a lot with those missiles. Dragging down, though, to about 5k. We've seen steals before, and we could possibly see it again. Obtainable Turtle has done a lot of work in managing this. Went in a little bit early, though, and that might be the pinch. Dash Zero looking to try and jump in, but Karkle jumped in and now gets stunned out. Cataclysm flashing out to safety as no one else is in, but the damage to Overload is big. This is the Slug signing back into team fight value. Dragon goes away at Karkle, but the deaths will be their way as well as the Slugs get revenge for losing the Dragon. ET dismounted and discharged here. You are forced out of the army. It's a shutdown to Dash Zero as it's a 4-0, and all you lost was the Dragon. The map opened up once more. We were talking about tower advantage to uOttawa Gray. Dash Zero stepping on top of a trap as 5e once again playing the menace. In goes the charge of the Skarl, and Dash Zero barely able to get away. Gets dragged right back in as now we see a fight in the mid lane as Serpent Shadow stepping up on the wrong wave. A 1v1's out. Of course, Karkle is there to pay dividends, but still, that damage is so real. Now a flash as Karkle is caught out. Screw the top lane. Dash Zero is fine. Karkle goes down.
Fire a little bit right now. Has the flash of a little Spirit Rush just came up barely in time, but can they hold the turret? I think it should be okay. There's not a lot of range damage to be able to chunk turrets at this point for Slugs.
Nope. Of course, for 5e, though, trying to get some damage back against Kiniryu. That might be the hook to land, but Caustic is ready to roam again. ET is up and healed up and bought up as well. That's going to be the Lantern out to safety. ET doesn't have ult, so everyone is running TP, coming in a little bit late, though. And it is going to be turned around. Tamer Total not getting a knock-up that they wish. Dash Zero saying, I am alive and well. That's going to be a spear landing on the back end, but still fight in favor of the Slugs for the time being. 5v4 position. Now 5v5. Serpent Shadow joins in, but Kiniryu is dangerously low. It feels like uOttawa Gray are just baiting for the HP bars and just waiting for those ults to come up as well. Karkle stepping close to the bush. Dash Zero getting over the wall, and Herald being dropped here. Not sure if that's what you want to do as a Tameable Turtle running straight into the backside. Might get multiple knocks, and the arrow lands on the Karkle once again. A Tameable Turtle soloing out Jenny in the back line. That means ET and Karkle are soloed out as well. It will be a 3-for-1 as the ADCs trade their lives, but damage overload by the Slugs as they take out ET and Karkle.
Who's baiting who orbital? It wasn't uOttawa baiting in this case. UCSC such good patience. Any gains whatsoever, and Caustic has to be so careful about how he wants to approach this.
Well, his approach is now going to be completely spotted out, and with that smite, it's already gone. Easy pickup by Obtainable Turtle, but you want all the plates as well, so you're going to sacrifice your life for this one. Caustic getting a nice charm down, and this time ET has the ultimate. HP bars are extremely low as well, so this is the price you pay. Keon, though, barely getting some extra damage down before falling, and Caustic gets an extra charge on the Spirit Rush, and all of a sudden, it's the Slugs realizing that they might have overstepped. Redemption coming in here as Dash Zero looks for a slam with the Tom Fuzz, but it doesn't work as Caustic with yet another toss of the charm. It will be a price of 4 paid. But this also means Dragon in the hand.
Both of these teams, uOttawa kind of ran through and didn't really drop wards. Kiniryu now deep into the backside. That turret is still standing. That is insane.
Yeah, well, you know who's not standing? That's 5e. 5e is gone. Another hook lands as Kinir is going to dive underneath this tower. It's a 4v1. For the time being, we can see Karkle off on the wings, ready to help out with the rest of the team, and it's actually uOttawa very quickly looking to dive, but Caustic trying to stay alive for a little bit longer. The hook doesn't land, but you jump right into the flag and drag. Now the tower falls, and it's a 2-1 or another. Both Slugs and uOttawa Gray are more than willing to throw down, sometimes at the cost of their own life. We are going to see a sweep coming out here as Baron attempt number 2 by the Slugs is going to maybe look like a little bit better 5v5, but 5e, recognizing that maybe they're not in the right position for this. Arrow goes out, is going to land yet again into the hook, and 5e, you might be a jungler, but you're a support right now, and Serpent Shadow will slice right through you. The crit brings the slows. Now we go ahead and look down towards the bottom side as ET 3 items deep, is ready to free fire and bring the autos. That's all you got to do is just stay alive. Charm landing on the back end, barrier pop, Serpent Shadow able to get away in this top side jungle.
No, decently fast. Again, Serpent Shadow doesn't have the most Baron taking ability, no blip the Ruin King here, and not a ton of AD.
Thing is, we've seen steals before, and we know Karkle can
ET's
try.
here,
In goes ET, though. This is the charge that we want to see, and ET is going to try and step in the center, but again, the Demonic Ascension is going to do so much damage. In the backside, Karkle is brought, and that's 2 immediately falling. Slugs yet again showing their prowess. They come from the D1 aspect and say, we are going to fight here in D2 Nationals playoffs, and they are showing their micro and macro game strength. Yet again, Jenny forced to use that cleanse, and it just feels like uOttawa Gray, nothing they can do to break through the rank and file.
Last big fight. If uOttawa let this one through, sure, Baron didn't necessarily break their base open, but you literally can't fight up against an Elder team. So they're looking for this. Watch for ET. He's currently sat in the mid lane, but he does have his ultimate to join this fight. Are they just going to give this up for free? Surely not.
I don't like this. I don't like the idea that you give up this dragon. It looks like it might be forced, as well as yet another engagement brings doom and gloom. uOttawa Gray without ET is going to lose their members. ET, of course, taking the time to break that inhibitor and break the base. But I don't know if it's going to be worth. You lost 2 on the back end. Now a lot of gold right back in favor of uOttawa Gray. Serpent Shadow even living straight through Cossack's damage. And they're going to push this mid and bot.
And that's the Elder being given over. ET's still making his way back home. He's walking it, and now he's looking for Serpent Shadow and Kiryu. They're both kind of low in health.
Oh, Serpent Shadow just got clipped one more time, but that lantern is going to be picked up. So it is going to be at least a little bit of retribution. ET flashing away, going to be slowed up, or at least we thought no dismount to come through, as Attainable Turtle isn't going to attain that kill with the lurk of Attainable Turtle in between top and mid. Another hook coming out here as it lands on the Cossack, but I don't know if you really want to force a fight. Another arrow lands, though, as Serpent Shadow has that Hurricane ready to fire, and now in comes from the side. Jenny as well as Cossack are going to get burned. That is the Elder that you gave up in turn for an inhibitor, biting you in the backside.
And the team managed to
struggle in a half in this situation, and especially on this Corki that was picked up what R2, R3 position. It's been a huge lock, and that's why we're kind of seeing it in our spotlight eyes, and it just hasn't yielded results. Of course, as you mentioned though, Dash Zero pretty much unkillable, can get chunked out and hurt. But thanks to Typical Turtle coming in here, ET ain't able to do anything and is actually going to lose their life for the time being. Another knockup, remount, but how are you getting away? There is no stopping the absolute slice here. Right now in the mid lane, a secondary fight breaking out here as it's a 3v4, but it might as well be a 5v5. Spear lands in the backside of Serpent Shadow, but the damage hasn't done. Karkle burned, decimated, and that is the last standing gladiator falling. It is going to be a TP into the base at 35 minutes.
Hey, it takes time for them to grow up to that size, you know, to get to that speed. But they got there, and it's clean. And Kaztech, no Spirit Rush, no real way to even get in there and wave clear whatsoever. Slugs are playing with their food right now.
The Slugs have battled and slogged, redeeming themselves in more ways than one, showing off their finals berth. They will enter into the NECC Nationals Div 2 Grand Finals in style, locking out both uOttawa Gray and Garnet to the lower bracket.